The reason for the black screen is because I am not dressed. However, I wanted to get my thought out based off of what I've been seeing, not only over the last couple months, but really over the last decade. But to do that, I need to start from the beginning. When I came into the 2A community in the early 2010s, I remember how people would band together in a show of solidarity, armed or not, to oppose what was called tyrannical policy. When people were talking about renewing the assault weapons ban of 2004, when they were talking about creating lists of gun owners to start to protect the public, they would say, from those who shouldn't own guns or whatever. And I remember how our side preached how such things would lead to an authoritarian state. How letting the government have the narrative unchecked and their power unchecked would lead to the destruction of our country. And I do believe that was right. However, long past are the days where gun owners would stand for the rights of every citizen, regardless of whether they agreed with them politically or not. And they said, I may not agree with you, but I support your right to say it or to do it. Long past are the days when we would stand up for what we thought was government overreach, such in the case of Bundy Ranch, which, to be fair, was a bunch of ranchers who were just stealing from public lands. But we had our heart in the right spot, even if we were there under false pretenses by the people that asked for help. But now, when the chips are actually, or when the odds are stacked against us, unlike back then when the federal government wasn't targeting citizens nearly to the degree, or just people in general, to the degree that it is today. When the idea of the government executing a civilian during a routine affair was considered so outrageously horrendous that even the government had to admit wrongdoing. That has changed over the last 10 years. I've seen how those who used to say, I will never dial 911, I don't need no 911, I got a 1911, that's a better number, or whatever the phrase you want to use for it was, turn from rugged individualism to relying on the state for their defense, becoming the support the thin blue line crowd while still ironically waving the don't tread on me flag. The same people who said that we need to prepare for government forces to come take our weapons away are the same ones who will support the police when they come remove your weapons, when the state makes a law then claims the law is on their side. We have fallen as a community. And we really need to sit back and reevaluate our stances on things to stop being hypocrites. When the federal government, regardless of regime, is stating that somebody who has a right to be armed and to protest is murdered by the government for doing both of those things, and we cheer, despite our rhetoric a decade ago, we have become truly lost. It's not even that we don't have the right anymore. It's that we celebrate it being taken away from us. We need to reevaluate who we are and where we stand. And if this is going to be the state of the Pro 2A community, then I will not be part of the Pro 2A community anymore. I will still support the right of every person to be armed, the right of every person to protest, speak their mind, to be safe and secure in their person and their home, and every other right that was supposed to be guaranteed to us under the United States Constitution. But if that means that I have to no longer label myself pro-2A and figure out some other label to escape the hypocrisy of what this community has become, then so be it. I am not a big channel. I doubt this will reach more than a handful of people. But I do think that as somebody who consider themselves at least partially a pro-2A creator, granted I never upload, but I think that it's important that we make our lines in the sand. And if you want to be on the other end of the line, so be it. I know where I stand. What about you?